Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another MONESKIN Mondays episode 3. Yes, that's right. We're on the third episode. Literally, I don't know what it is yet, but the weeks just are going too quick. Too bloody quick for me liking, you know. But anyway, the exciting part about that is that it soon comes around again and we still got stuff to check out. Now, there's been plenty of ideas for this sort of video today, but this recent one, MONESKIN Mondays, will be an interview. Now, obviously the topic of conversation for the last few MONESKIN Mondays, when some of the interviews, was that they were just kind of playing silly games, right? They weren't actually asking decent, important questions. Rather than asking them about the lyrics, the choices, that, you know, the language, actually like the language that they used in the song, like the poetic sort of like, because the songs they've written, like especially some of from the album, are just so powerful and like amazing, and you know, like all the rest, you could go on for days and just kind of say all the compliments in the world. Like that's what you want to know, like what inspired them, where that kind of came from. Not asking them, can you say, you know, spaghetti in bloody Italian? Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't. I guess it can be a little bit fun. Like I'm not saying it ain't, you know, but it was just the fact that I feel like that was a common theme, and I feel like maybe once is better fun because maybe they enjoy it, but you know, I feel like maybe there was just better things they could ask. So apparently this interview is really, really good. You guys said this is the interview that I've been looking for, so I'm going to check it out with you. This is MONESKIN Mondays. Thank you so much for tuning in again. If you are today, welcome. Great to see your faces. The sun is out. It's actually the first time the sun's been out in a long time, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive. I hope everybody else is feeling positive today. Let's get into it. If you like this video, thumbs it up. Subscribe for more content, whether it's MONESKIN or anything else, and don't forget to leave suggestions for next week's MONESKIN Mondays in this comment section below so I can check it out. Let's go. Give it up for MONESKIN. There you go. Hey, by the way, I'm trying to figure out a new way to not get the video blocked. So this one's been uploaded, so maybe this performance will be okay. But I'm playing it through my speaker instead of the headphone, so like screen recording. But also, the audio is actually coming through the camera volume, not the screen recording. So, but the interview will be through the because I'm going on to an interview next. That will be clear audio. I don't know how clear this is going to be because what you're listening to is just me from a speaker right now. So I hope it still sounds good. It's quite loud, so. Woo! Wow, bro. Wow, this is... Right. I just realised the intro that I did was, I forgot to mention I'm doing a reaction to the BEGGIN AMAs. I just talked about the interview. But yeah, I'm doing this video as well. So I am doing the interview, but I'm doing this as well. I forgot to mention that in the intro. I just wanted to, this was one of their new, this is like keeping updated. This is what MONESKIN Mondays are about, is keeping updated with the band. So obviously we've got to check out the recent performances, plus we've also got to check out the interview as well. So I'm begging you. Let's go. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Wow, look at that energy, look at the energy, bro. They're going crazy, they're going absolutely bonkering dolls, bro. They're going bonkers. Can we believe that MONESKIN, like, this is why I'm so glad I started the MONESKIN Monday things, because there's so much exciting stuff. Playing at the AMAs, look at the size of the stage, bro. Look at the size of it. Look at the energy that they are being given right now. You know what I mean? It's not bullshit. This is real. Let's go. Yeah, yo, that's it. Let's go. Wow. Yeah, boy. Let's go. What the fuck? Wow, that was fucking insane, mate. Look at that. That whole performance was amazing. One of my favorite. That's got to be one of my favorite performances recently, because the stage presence was absolutely just enormous, and the energy, the crowd. Shout out to the crowd, by the way. Like, it's so important when, like, dead crowds are just not cool, man. So for the fact that the crowd was just ecstatic, just makes it so much better. Like, you appreciate the moment more and stuff like that. So, yo, right now we're gonna go on and check the interview that you guys really wanted me to check out. You said this one was actually decent. Like, they're actually asking questions that we wanna, you know, that an interviewer should ask. So let's check it out.
How are you?
Tired.
Of course. No, listen.
Early morning.
I know, early morning for bands riding the greatest wave right now. You know, I think about a city like this in relation to your music, and I think about the legacy of rock and roll, and surely it's had an influence on you and where the music came from, because you bring a lot of fashion and a lot of glamour to the occasion, and we all know that existed for the most part and was born on the Sunset Strip. Yeah. So how is it when you come to Los Angeles?
Hey, straight off the bat, I already know. The fact that he just started talking about culture in music and fashion, like, this is already a good sign right here, you know what I mean? Whoa, my hair is all over the shop today. You know what I mean? But this is what I mean, this is already a good sign.
Angeles, and you get to bring what you do to a place like this.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Also, like, playing at the Roxy, which is this iconic room where all the rock bands used to hang out, was kind of iconic also for us. We felt the vibe, definitely. And yeah, we realized we're doing it actually.
Just now?
Yeah.
Just this very second? It just dawned on you for the first time? Well, last to find out, the whole world knows. What an incredible journey. Before we get into it in a little more depth and dive into your music, I have to ask you what the sound was like in the Roxy, because we all know what the vibe is. And we all know what the room feels like. But when you're on stage actually playing it, it's tiny. How does it sound to you on stage? Was it a fun show for you regardless of the occasion?
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah. Having the crowd that close to you without boundaries, and you can really feel the energy, and it's also easier to stage dive, so it was
really help the small venues, you know, and the public, it's really close to us, and also in this historical place, what really emotional place, especially for us.
This is what I was talking about. Look, ask them questions about things that they're passionate, that mean something, and you'll get a response. Like, this is what I knew, is that MONESKIN are the type of people that they project. You could ask them stuff like that you know, the fans would love to know, that really interesting stuff about the music, the culture, and they will take the time to give you an in-depth response, you know? But not like some other artists, they wouldn't even, you know what I mean? So,
So it was really great.
Yeah, you know, it's happening so fast for you that to hear a band at this point say, it's great to be back in intimate venues is kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you find yourself in these big rooms where you have to reach as many people as possible. You're doing a service for fans by giving everyone a chance to see the show. Otherwise, it's 10 nights at a 5,000 cap, you know. But it's not the easiest place to play, is it? Playing those kind of arenas. It's hard to control.
I think, like, it depends, because every place has its own, like, pros and cons, of course. But being in a small room, I think you can feel closer to the audience and interact better and give the crowd more energy compared to bigger places. Well, you have more place to move and to enjoy the show, of course.
I mean, was it a good day? Was it like a high-five moment when you realized you've written a song called Mamma Mia, not just because it's a great song, but because you get to add to the legacy of a song called Mamma Mia, which means just by association is going to be the biggest song of the last 5 years?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's a good moment, right? Let's talk a little bit about the writing of that song. We'll come back. We'll dive into some live stuff. But just to get into the micro, because this is a big record, where did this song come from? Was it a quick one? It feels like it was written effortlessly. That's how it sounds to me.
Yeah, it was like that. Like, we wrote it like immediately after the Eurovision, as soon as we had a couple days off, and we just like wanted to make a little fun of all the rumors that were going on, all the stereotypes and stuff.
Like what? Like, what were some of the comments that inspired this song? What was kicking around?
Okay, they're going to talk about this now, because you guys said we learned that there was a lot of rumors going about using drugs and stuff like that, you know. Like, a lot of people just, because they won, you know, a lot of people were like happy they won, obviously, but you get a few people that are jealous, so they were talking about...
I was taking drugs in live TV.
Exactly. Why? Because you're exuberant, elaborate, eccentric, and brilliant?
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't
it?
Exactly.
They were saying because of their, obviously, elaborate, brilliant, eccentric, whatever he was saying, that just because somebody, people have said, I'm on drugs because I'm so excited and energy. Oh, this guy must be on drugs because there's no way he can be that sort of energetic. Bro, if you love something, you're passionate and you will be ecstatic about it, so...
astonishing and stuff.
But it's funny, isn't it, that when you reach an audience of that scale, you realize that a lot of people don't understand. People who watch Eurovision, a lot of them, and this is, and I'm not judging here because you can tell by being in this room and just look around, you've probably never been in a radio studio where we have PMCs the size of a studio flat. We care about music. Like, we really care. But you have to accept that when you're playing on a stage as big as Eurovision, not everybody cares as much as you do, right? To some people, it's a spectacle, and you have to appeal to them too.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, it's normal for us. Like, we knew it, and it's not that it doesn't bother us that much, honestly.
Yeah,
like, we don't care that much, but that's also why we wanted to make fun of it and just make a silly song about it.
Yeah. I know it's all instinct and it's all feel for you. So, you know, your instinct's very connected to the diligence of the body, because that is perfectly designed for people to jump. When you play that song, are you just mentally snapshotting the whole entire time, like with your eyes? Because it just must be crazy watching people react to that.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
Fans of, who do you love? Who do you love? Like, who are your peers? Who are the bands and the artists that you really appreciate?
I really respect this guy for asking these questions. I really, really like what he's doing right now. Asking about, like, I always want, like, asking who their inspirations are for a start is something I definitely want to know, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm just going to pause it and start again because my memory is a bit bollocks, so I have to, like, cut it in 2 bits, so bear with me.
You've either met or you can't wait to meet because you're on the same, you're on the same treadmill now with everybody. Everyone's kind of moving at the same pace. Who do you truly love? Like, who do you love?
Well, I love my family, I love my friends. No, I'm just joking. Of course. Well, I took a lot of inspiration from Stuart Copeland, which is the drummer of the Police. I really took a lot of inspiration from him.
Okay.
Not just for the drumming, but also for the music in general.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, there are a lot of names.
Their English has got better, have you noticed? They were very quiet in previous interviews at the start from Eurovision. Their English has got far better, so that's cool. Because learning another language is not easy. I haven't done it, and I know people that have done it, and it's taken a long time.
Roach, Benny Greb,
Max Roach.
Max Roach.
It's interesting. So you're a jazz cat too. You love the notes in between the notes.
I really used to like play and hear jazz a lot. Yeah, when I was like younger.
I can hear it though when you're playing, because there's a lot of very natural movement in the way that you play. Do you play to a click track, or is that offensive to you?
No, also with a click track, of course,
okay.
yeah.
But let's be honest, you'd prefer not to, right? Most drummers don't.
Most
drummers is just like
everyone hates the click track.
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, starting is essential, but like when you have to create, of course, or like just like play, just to have fun.
Yeah.
Of course, no, it's better to have none.
Vic, can I call you Vic?
Yeah, of course.
Who inspired you? Who's given you the internal roadmap to want to be a musician and ultimately play?
I think also for the bass playing, a lot of by Kim Gordon by Sonic Youth. And also Nick O'Malley by Arctic Monkeys. I really like his bass playing and doing all these kind of riffs and the way it's very groovy and melodic at the same time.
It's funny because you guys remind me a little bit of Arctic Monkeys in the sense that you make rock and roll records for the dance floor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you, Dave?
I got a lot of inspiration from like the great voices, great singers. So Steven Tyler, Chris Cornell, Pearl Jam. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
But you also are a very rhythmic lyricist, and you like words, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, when I think of Chris, rest his soul, you know, one of the greatest songwriters of all time. You know, Chris would take you into a journey into very deep and dark places, and his imagery was phenomenal. You know, fire and reptiles, and the whole thing was very visceral. When I hear your lyrics in your songs, you like to tell stories, but in a much more fast-paced way.
Yeah.
You know, like where does that come from? The idea of like cramming things in. Like, I want to be a slave. Like, I think of that song and I just think like it's really quick.
I don't know. I'm also really into like pop music, so hip hop, soul, stuff
cool.
like that. So
see, I didn't know that.
Comes for that, but I don't have like specific icons or stuff.
I really love, you know, the American scene, especially LA, of course. Like, I grew up with the Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses, The Doors, the Judas Band of the past. And
what about
so
Dave
I'm really
Navarro?
into
What about Jane's Addiction?
Exactly.
Does anybody think that Damiano seems a bit quieter than the rest? Like, just from that, I don't know, maybe it's just me checking in, but like, Damiano seemed a bit less enthusiastic today on this interview than the others. Like, every time they've asked a question, their body patterns is all like, yeah, so this is why we did this, you know, my inspiration. Damiano's is a bit like, yeah, you know, I don't really have any, like, he's just a lot more calmer today. Do you think he's a bit tired from all this? Do you reckon he's getting a bit tired? I don't know, it might just be me. But what do you think? He looks not fed up, but maybe that's just his posture, maybe that's just him. But he does seem a little bit tired or maybe slightly fed up, because doing a lot of these interviews constantly can be a bit over, and I'm sure being the lead singer gets a lot of, you know, a lot more. But you don't know what's going on in people's personal lives. He might be having a lot of stress, having to travel all the time. He might miss his girlfriend, you know? So...
I really grew up also with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and one of my favorite guitarists is John Frusciante. You know, I think that he's really write the song in a creative way. You know, it's really creative when he wrote different songs.
Yeah, no two notes are the same with John. The thing is, he will write a riff and then he will change that riff constantly throughout the song. It's all feel.
Exactly. And also, obviously, Hendrix, that it's like one of my most inspiration. But I grew up also with the Queens of the Stone Age, Skid Row, you know, this kind of...
Too many.
Exactly.
Too many. Yeah. There's always room for Queens of the Stone Age. Do you have a favorite?
Look at everybody else's demeanour, and Damiano, he's like, just picking his nails, looking a bit like disengaged, you know, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I feel maybe there's something going on maybe during this time. Maybe he's a bit stressed with something, or he's got something on his mind. That's what I'm seeing.
Album?
Yeah, Songs for the Deaf.
Dave Grohl, man, and one of the greatest.
Dave Grohl, exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what's cool? Watching bands rock out to their own shit.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, too many times I've had bands in rooms and everyone's just like, yeah, you know, I heard it all before. Nah, when you make it, you should love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do you listen to your own music when you get in the car?
No.
Do you?
I do.
I do.
I know why you don't.
It's just when it's like brand new.
Yeah, when it's new all the time.
Like the first mix, I listen over and over. But when it's like added,
it's different for you, the Damiano, because
I hear my
voice. It's true. It's true. That's a thing. That's a real thing. Like when you're singing and you're writing the words and you're putting so much of what's inside on, which you do as well, but you communicate through your instruments and you get to lean into the chemistry. So when you guys are rocking out, I watched you. You're looking at him because you're like drums, and he's looking here going guitars, and you're looking at him going bass. You know, and you're all respecting each other. And this guy's out here in a corner on his own going, no one's. You guys don't understand my pain, man.
Yes! Yo, oh my days. I absolutely love this guy interview. Right, literally almost how I felt right now in this interview. He just kind of explained how I felt, but in a different kind of stance. Like, these guys are all connecting off each other, going, bass, yeah, that's guitar, boom, drums, yeah. And Damiano's like, you don't understand, I have to sing and listen to my own voice all the time. I do feel that there's a slight more pressure for Damiano, because being a vocalist and singer, you have to perform, everybody gets the vibe of the instruments and that energy, whereas singing, you always have to sing your voice, your heart out. You know what I mean? I guess there's like that singularity. You are singled out slightly without even being singled out by the band. You are singled out by being the lead singer. You know, it's almost like you're expected to be more, you know? Crazy.
True. Yeah, man, but the risk is sounding weird, bro. You were born to do it. I mean, you have the charisma of somebody who was drawn to the arts clearly from a young age. Was it always in you?
Yeah. Yeah, I always knew I wanted to do that. And I always felt this connection with the stage and performing and stuff.
Are you any closer to figuring out why?
Because I'm
Gives you a bond this way.
Yeah, because I'm the youngest child.
No, there is
get
something
attention.
To that. Yeah, there's something to that. No, I'm fascinated by what draws people into the performing arts, because a lot of times, not to get too deep, and maybe we do this on quick conversation 2 or 3, because you guys should figure this out by now, right? We're going to have 12, 20 conversations by the time this whole ride is over, and so we'll go deeper and deeper. But there's something to me about the way that artists relate to themselves. And what draws you into the desire to reach other people. And people always think it's like a show-off gene. It's not. A lot of times people are really shy in the arts. Are you quite shy off the mic and off stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
I'm introverted.
Yeah. And yet you find a way to communicate through your
so
eyes.
That makes sense.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Wow, that was amazing. Honestly, that's probably my favourite interview I've ever heard. The best MONESKIN interview. Just, I felt like the interviewer knew so much about music and what it means, so that he could almost bring out the right sort of questions, the right kind of, like the way he could figure out the band and how they feel and then get their response was amazing. Yo, MONESKIN Mondays, baby. It's the best day of the week. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.